Good evening, all. Good evening. Good evening. Can I get some response? Yeah, good evening. Thank you. Good evening and welcome to day 3 of our 1 week programming bootcamp on C program. Welcome to day 3. Good evening. Good evening, all. So, yeah, what all topics we have seen till now in C programming? Can anyone post that in chat box? Can anyone post that? What all topics we have covered till now in C program? Just post down the topic names starting from introduction, then installation. Then we have seen basic syntax, right? After that, what else we have completed? We have seen about other things like we have started yesterday with comments, then variables, then data types, then type for like what's that formatter, right? Format specifiers, then how to adjust the float values in format specifiers and constants. I hope that's all we have seen till now. And in this session, this is going to be a transformation session. We are going to see some arithmetic operators. We are not going to see any comparison operators today, but we'll see some other things which are very basic, which is very required. Okay, and yeah, we will be seeing about arithmetic operators, then augmented arithmetic or assignment operators, then user inputs, different types of inputs, then math functions. You have a different set of math functions. Then we need to write a program for finding circle circumference, and then we are going to write a program for finding hypotenuse of a triangle, and the conditional statements and so on will be seen in the next session. So we have a packed session details here, so we will be seeing about these things in this session. Starting with arithmetic operators. Before starting, can we start the session? Are you guys ready? Can we start with the session? Yes? Can you guys post down, as usual, you could post that thumbs up emoji in chat box. So, if you guys are ready, I could start with day 3. Once again, good evening and welcome to day 3. Yes? Yeah, so we'll start with the session on day 3 with arithmetic operators. Okay, so arithmetic means the basic mathematical operations you could perform with C programming. So, what is this arithmetic operators? Arithmetic operators are the type of operators in C that are used to perform mathematical operations in C program. So they can be used in programs to define expressions and mathematical formulas and so on. For example, we have operators in arithmetic operators such as addition operator for adding, subtraction, we have multiplication, we have division, we have modulus, we have increment, and then we have decrement. Okay, so we'll try to do it. Can we try, guys? Can we go hands on for this? So what all these things? These are arithmetic operators, am I correct? So they can help you to get the max done. So we know about addition, we know about subtraction, we know about multiplication, we know about division. Anyone guys knows about modular symbol? We have right the yes. So what does that modulus do? And we have something known as increment and decrement. That may be new for you if you are from some other programming language. Yeah, it gives remainder. After you divide a number, it gives you a remainder. Very good. So we'll continue with that. We'll go hands on. I think we are in hello C. I hope we have a backup for this. Yeah, so we'll see this later on. So now I should start with hash include standard input output dot h. Okay, and then you could start with int main function curly braces return 0. Okay, and for example, tell me guys, we are going to start with max. Okay, so I need to perform addition, so I could directly perform this, which is printf, and then we'll try to do, we need to pass our integer value. For example, just add 5 plus 6. Let's try it's possible or not. Okay, we are getting 11. How? Can you guys see we are getting the result? Answer, I'll go with this. So I am directly adding two numbers. Okay, the answer is 11. I am getting, right? So you could do subtraction here. Okay, so you get the answer. You can perform multiplication and so on, but technically we won't be doing it here. Okay, so that's why we have variables and so on. So what the task of variable here, what we'll do is we'll simply first I'll create integer a. Okay, I'll set the value which is for example 5, and int b, I'll set the value as 6. So now I have these two, right? I'll also create int answer. Okay, it's an integer. So finally I can directly print the answer here. Okay, so I can perform, for example, I could set the value. Okay, so answer equal to, I could perform any operation between a and b. So I'm just multiplying them and storing it in answer variable. So I'm just passing that variable here. So if I run this, okay, we are getting an error. Can you guys find what it is? Okay, expected equal to comma at the end of, maybe it's not saved properly. Yeah, now it's working, right? Sometimes we get the issue, you save it again, you get it proper. Answer is 30. Okay, I'll go with addition. So not only for these two, if you want to perform for multiple numbers, you could perform that. Okay, for example, I have int c equal to 1. So I'll go with the answer which is plus c. Okay, so this is mathematical operation. So I'll get 12 now. Okay, clear about these basic things. And for example, if I want to perform division, there comes a problem. So we ignore the c now. So I'll just remove the c and I'm going to perform a divided by b, and let us keep a as 5 and b as 2. So I'll save this and run this. Let us see the answer. What I am getting in the output, guys? Tell me in chat box. When I try to divide 5 by 2, I am getting an output which is called as answer is, what's the last answer we have? Post down the answers, guys, in chat box. What's the answer? Can you guys find what's the reason behind it? The answer I got is 2. Whether if you divide 5 by 2, whether it's 2 or 2.5. It is wrong, right? And the reason behind is the variable. Which variable? Answer variable. He is integer and he will be providing only integer for you. So if you want to get a float number, which is 2.5 is a float number. Okay, so you can't directly get it here. So what you could do is you could declare this as a float and try now. So let us try to print the answer now. Okay, so now the answer I have changed into float and the answer I am getting is 0. Is it correct? Once again it's wrong. So the reason behind is you are trying to print with format specifier for integer, now it's a float. Very good Ashik, you need to change it into float and run this again. We get 2.000. Once again it's not giving me the proper answer. So if I want to get 2.5 properly, okay, so what I could do is I could divide it with a float. Here I could mention that this is a float. Okay, so divide with that and try to get the output. Now the answer is 2.5000. Okay, and if I want to get only 2.5, I could go with 0.1f. You guys know that, we have learned it yesterday. My answer now is 2.5. Got it? (5.09), it should be 4.5. Good, right? Got it? So that's how your division works. And then moving into the next part of modulus symbol, can we start with that? So let me just go with this is as integer. Okay, and I'll go with answer equal to x modulus of y. Okay, what is x? 5. What is y? 2. So let us try to get the answer. Sorry, it's a modulus b. Sorry, we don't have x and y here in this context. Now the format specifier should be d because it's once again integer. The answer is 1. 5 modulus 2, the answer is 1. Anyone knows why? Because it gives you the remainder. Okay, if you try to divide 5 by 2, 2 2s are 4, remainder you will get 1 which you can't divide. So if you try to divide 10 or any even number, you get answer 0 because 10 modulus 2 will give you a remainder of 0. They are equally divisible, you can divide it. For example, 10 divided by 5 will also provide you 0. But if you try to do it with 6, I hope the answer remains 4. Okay, because try to divide 6 with 10, the remainder is 4, you can't move further than that. So respectively the answer is. Got it? Is it clear, guys? Is it clear about this? Yes, so what else is we have left? We have left with one guy which is increment and decrement. Okay, can we start seeing the increment and decrement? Okay, fine. So I'll just remove all these things. Okay, the answer and all I'll remove it. I'll have a alone. Okay, and I'm going to print a alone here. So what will be the answer now? The value of a is 10, right? So I'm getting 10 here. So what I'm going to do is I'll go with this a plus plus. Okay, let us try to get the answer now. So what do you get in the answer now? Am I getting 10 or am I getting 11? I'm getting 11. Do you know why? What's the reason behind it? And for example, if I go with a minus minus, that's a decrement operator, I get 9. So that when this program is executed, it either does an increment or decrement. Okay, so for example, we have, I hope we have decrement of a, and also you could go with plus plus, and when you go for loop and all, I'll tell you what's their difference. Okay, when you go with loops, we can get the increment and decrement properly. Here what this plus plus means is it adds 1. Okay, with a it adds 1, or any variable you mention plus plus, it gets added with 1. For example, I am storing age as 10. Okay, so I'll go with plus plus, so it goes and add 1 here. Age plus plus, it gets added with 1. And I am going with minus minus, then that mandatorily reduces 1. So that's how your plus and minus will work. Clear? I hope it is clear. Can you move into the next one? We have successfully seen all these arithmetic operators. Any doubt in that? So yeah, moving into the next one, which is called as augmented assignment operators. Okay, so what is this augmented assignment operators? This is going to be similar to the increment and decrement. So an augmented assignment operator is also generally called as a assignment operator, where they used to replace, okay, a statement where an operator takes a variable as one of its argument and then assigns the result back to the same variable. It may be difficult for you to understand with this definition, but I'll tell you with this example. Okay, so what operation I'm going to do is, see here guys, instead of this I'm going to go with age equal to age plus 1. Okay, so now if I run this, what will be my output? Post down the answer in chat box guys. What will be the output now if I run this? Post down the answers. Yes, what will be the answer now? Very good, I got getting a lot of response on 11, right? So we got that answer of 11, which is nothing but age equal to age plus 1. So now what will be the answer? If I go with that, it will be 12. And the reason behind this, I am adding. Okay, so if I go with subtraction, you guys know. So 2 is reduced, right? So in the same way, instead of writing this, you could do a same thing. Okay, so I'll just make it as a comment. Okay, so this can be also returned as different way. Okay, and there is a way to do it. Okay, so that is what the assignment operator does. So what you can simply do is, you could go with age plus equal to 2. Okay, so this is similar to what we have here. Okay, now I'll save this and run this. Let us see the output. So I am getting 12 again. Okay, I am getting 12, and the reason behind now why I am getting 12 is, okay, age equal to age plus 2. We are adding 2 and then replacing it in age itself. So that can be done with this plus equal to. Okay, so you could also write it as age plus equal to 2. This plus equal to does that job. If I want to subtract my age with 3, okay, what should I do? How can I write? It's similar. So that is nothing but I want to do this task, which is going to be age equal to age minus 3. So I need to do this. So instead of doing it, I could simply write age minus equal to 3. So this is similar to what we have in the comment. Okay, that is same. So we have the same thing. This can be written as this. So now the age should be 7, right? So if we run it, and the answer is 7. Got it? So that's how our assignment operator works. Not only for this, if you want to multiply with that particular any number you want, so this is equal to age multiplied by 3 minus. So now what will be the output, guys, for this? What will be the output? Post down the answers in chat box. And then I am multiplying it with 3, so the output should be 27. right? So let me run this. I am getting answer 27. Got it? Got how this works? Is it clear? Is it clear, guys? So like that we can do it for modulus equal to or division equal to can be done to get there. This is the equivalent representation. So if you want, take a snapshot of it. Okay. So that's how that works. I hope it's clear, right? Is it clear? Can we move into user inputs? Am I audible, guys? Am I audible? Am I even in live? Am I audible, guys? Now I hope it will be clear. You got the answers. 27 will be the answer here. Why I am not getting anything else? 7 and 30 is the answer I am getting. Are you guys in live? Can you hear me? So here the age first will be reduced with 1, so it becomes 9, and then I am multiplying it with 3, so that's actually 9 multiplied by 3, so that should be 27. That will be the output. That's what we are getting here. Okay, clear? So now moving into user inputs. I hope you guys remember what's the definition of the standard input output. You can get inputs and outputs. We are showing output with the help of printf. Okay, similarly you could get input from the user. For example, every time you run the code, you can get a detail from the user and then you can represent it. You can store it in a place, in a variable. You can use it later on. You could do whatever thing you require. Okay, so that's how user input works, and you are already imported library for it, so which means you could take import. And for importing, the scanf function is used. Printf is for printing the output. Scanf is for scanning or getting your output from the user every time it runs. So the scanf function is a commonly used input function in the C program, and it allows you to read input from the user or from a file and store that input in variables of different data type. Okay, so for example, we'll try to do, I hope we could go hands on, and then I'll show this image. Let me just remove all these unnecessary things. I'm going to start with declare int age. Okay, integer age. Fine. So what I'm going to do is, let me first print this statement for the user. Okay, this is mandatory. You can have some information. Enter your age. Okay, so now this gets printed. Okay, see here, if I run this, it will just print me enter your age, and then it completely goes off. You won't get anything else. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use scanf. Okay, so scanf, you need to pass two details. So the first one will be what is this format specifier you are going to get. This is an integer, so it should be modulus d, and then in what variable you want to store. It is age, right? So in age I want to store the value which I am getting using scanf. Fine, but you can't directly pass your variable name age. So what you have to do is you have to pass ampersand symbol, which is in number 7, this and symbol or ampersand symbol, right? So you have to pass this. So what this guy does is, this ampersand and then your variable, it goes, okay, it goes and picks the location, memory location of this variable age. So it redirects, store the value which you enter in this particular variable by getting its memory location. That's what it happens. So now I hope we get the age from there. So what I'm going to do next is I'll print a statement which is printf. Okay, your age is, I'll pass format specifier which is going to be modulus d, and then comma, I'll pass age here. Now printf, I can directly pass the variable name. In scanf, I need to pass its memory location using ampersand symbol. Let me run this. Okay, I need to save it again and then run it. See here, it is asking me enter your age. It is not completing. See here, it's not completing. It is going into the program. So I enter my age and then press enter. What I am getting your age is 24. Am I getting it correct? If you want to verify, what you could do is, I'll tell, see here, after getting I'm going to go with age plus plus. And now what will be the age if I enter the value as 24? Okay, so the output should be your age is 25 because I am adding it with 1, right? So this is how you get user input. This is for integer. If it's clear, I can show you the how to get strings. For example, if you want to get your name, and see here, if I try to run without passing anything, what happens? It goes. Okay, you have to enter something. If you enter anything else apart from number or proper integer, it gives you a random garbage value. So it just throws output, some random output. Every time you run without anything, you type anything else, you get a number. Clear? And also now I'll just copy this for your understanding. I'll just print what this memory location is. Okay, I'll just paste this. We'll get that. Okay, so this is what the memory location. Can you guys see this? This is the memory location of this age variable, which is the same thing every time you run. The memory is same. Okay, so I'll just remove these things and continue with what we have done. So now if you want to have your, for example, instead of this, you want to get your name. Okay, I'll go with, before getting your thing, I'm going to get how to get the names, guys. Name is, it is a, which type of data type it is. If I want to get a string, name is not going to be a single character, it's a multiple character. So what should I do? I should get character. So remember, character, name, and then I should go with this array of characters. But here what you could do is, if you want to get that, you have to mention, for example, you can directly store the detail. For example, I'll give it as Sam. This is possible, you won't be getting any issue. But if you are just declaring, okay, what you can do is, see here, you will get an error because you have to mention, if you are just declaring, you have to mention how much value, how much storage it requires. Okay, you can't just leave it empty. And what I'm going to do is, I'll get a maximum of 24 letters or 24 characters, and this 24 is nothing but 24 bytes of storage. You guys remember yesterday we have seen different data type and their memory required for storage. Remember, for character it is 1 byte. Okay, 1 byte. It's 1 byte for single character. So 24 letters will be 24 bytes of storage. So now since I have this, I could enter a maximum of 24 letters. Apart from that, I get error. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, you guys know in scanf what should I do? Before that, I'll have a printf statement, which is gets printf enter your name. Okay, so that's the detail, and then I'm going to do a scanf. Okay, so what is scanf? What should I pass? First, I should pass the format specifier. I'm entering name. It's a format specifier is, what specifier it is? It is string, right? Percentage yes, comma, the memory location, ampersand, name. Okay, clear? So now we'll try to run this. Enter your name. I'll go and enter Sam. Enter your age, 24. Your age is 24, it's printing. I'll have, for example, hi, percentage yes, comma, age years old. We'll have something like that. Old. Okay, and I need to pass another comma, and I need to pass the string, which is name. Clear? Now it will be fine. Enter your name Sam. Enter your age 24. Hi Sam, 24 years old. Okay, this looks good. Am I correct? This looks great, right? Every time you run it, you get this proper input and output. It looks good. Am I correct? And there is a little bit problem here. It works good for every text I enter. It looks great. Am I correct? It is working. So we are getting this input. We are doing this user input using scanf. But a problem arises when, see here, when I try to run this, see here, I am going to enter a name, for example, Captain America. Okay, and then press enter. What I am getting something else. Hi captain and then something. Okay, I'll enter some other name, for example Iron Man. Hi Iron Man, and then it is printing me a garbage value. Okay, so what is the problem? Can you guys see? For example, instead if I run it and mention Iron Man without any gap, it is asking me age. Okay, enter, it's working properly. And then I am running it again, I am entering Iron, then space man, I am getting some output issue. So what is this problem is? Scanf, the property of scanf is a problem because the scanf consider a space at the end of the character. So whenever you hit a space, it consider that it's a end and then goes directly into the output. What you can simply do is you could go with something known as fgets. Okay, so let me add it. So using scanf, this is a problem, so I'll just go and make it as a comment. Okay, and then I'll go with fgets. Okay, so this fgets is a function from C, so it requires some details. For example, the first detail you have to enter is what is the name of your variable. If you go with for example, if you go with scanf, you need to mention its location using ampersand, but here you can directly pass a variable name, comma, you want to mention what is the size of it. Okay, here it's 24 bytes, comma, and then finally I need to enter what's the file. Okay, here you need to pass one thing which is called as standard input, stdin. So these three things are mandatory. Okay, so now I get the name and I'm storing it in name, and then I can pass it here. For example, we'll run this, and for example I'll just remove the statement, and then okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'll just print after getting this, I'll print printf hi percentages name. Okay, I'll run this. It is asking me name, I'll pass Iron Man. Hi Iron Man, fine. So I'll enter a age, that's good. Is it looking good? And we still have a problem, I'll tell you what it is. Captain America, hi Captain America, getting your age, fine, it looks good, right? But the problem arises when I go with this statement. Okay, this is separately printing, that's fine, it's working good. But initially we had one print statement, right? Hi and then particular years old. So if I run this using fgets, okay, I'll run this. So what should I do? I'll enter a name which is called as Iron Man. Okay, and then press enter. I'll enter a age 24. So what I am getting in the output, hi Iron Man, and then in next line I am getting the remaining things. Do I have any next line slash it, new line? No, I don't have it. But why am I getting this? Every time I try to run, if I run it with a single detail, for example iron and the age, still I get the same issue here. I can get the entire name in this. But what happens is when you go with fgets, okay, what it does is it gets the input. Okay, it gets the input and store it in the variable. But what it does is it takes the entire line. See here, this entire line is taken by that fgets. So you can't have anything after that. So anything after that will goes to the new line. So it's a property of fgets. So what should I do in such situation? Okay, what should I do or how to avoid in such situation? We'll be seeing this later anyway. I'll show you. We have a library which is for strings alone. We have hash include. Okay, string.h. You have this library. So using the string, what we could do is we have to do a particular task. Okay, what you have to do is when you are trying to declare, right, after you get the name, okay, using fgets, you could call this, for example, name. So in name it's an array, right? So what I am going to do is I call a function which is string length, and I am getting all these things from string.h. Okay, this gives the size of it, the total size. So when we learn about array and so on, you could understand this better. So I am going to find the length of the name. So -1 will give me the last, and what I am going to do is I am going to store it as /0. Okay, so this helps me to remove the new line. Okay, because in the last position we are trying to get the last position of name using this, which is a new line character, and I am trying to remove it using this operator. Okay, using this escape sequence I am trying to remove it. So now if I run this, okay, and this should be, see here, if I enter this, it should be single quotes, it's not double quotes. If you go with double quotes you get error. Now if I run this, it is asking me the name. I am entering Iron Man space and then Captain, something like that. Enter your age. I enter a age. See here, everything in a single line with proper space and so on. So this is how you get proper input. Clear? Is it clear, guys, about this? Are we getting proper input now? Is it clear? So that's all with user input. Then going into the next one, which is going to be math functions. I have a property for this, so I'll use that and swipe it quickly. Max function. So math functions means you are using, right, that string length and all those are functions which are predefined, which are already written code. You can directly call and use it and get benefited from it. So what is that? There is also a list of math functions. Apart from plus and minus, you have a list of math functions that allows you to perform mathematical tasks on numbers. To use them, you must include math.h header file. Hash include math.h. You could add this hash include math.h, and then you could use anything from that. For example, you get the option of cos, sine, cosine, everything you get like that. So let me show you some examples. Like you could get square root using sqrt, you could get power result using POW, you could get a rounder result with round, you could seal it. Okay, there's a difference between these two. I'll show you in the output. You could do floor result, you could get a negative number of a particular number, you could get a log result using log. Okay, this is minus, that's simply done. And you can get for example, you can get sine value, cos value, tan value and so on. Those are from math functions. So I have this math.c. See here, I have a number which is 16.0, which is a double. Okay, and I can perform square root, I can perform power, and I have to mention what the power I should get. Power 3, 16 power 3, that's what this will give. Okay, and then round, and then seal, and then floor, which is I am doing particularly 12.345. We'll see the result and running it. And negative number and log results can be taken from log, and sine, cos, tan can be done. You have to pass the number, and then you could directly pass what value you are doing also. So run it. So this is what the output I get. Square root is 4. Okay, root of 16 is 4. Fine. Power we get 4096. If I go with round, what it does is it goes, for example, 12.34, you are rounding it off, it goes to 12. If you go with seal, it goes to the higher number, which is 13. If you go with floor division, for even numbers, it goes to the even value, 13, not 13, it is going into 12. Okay, so if you try with 13, we'll try with here 13.345 here in all these three. Okay, so the round will give you 12, and seal is giving you 13, and floor is giving you 12. Try to reduce it. Okay, I think it's not saved properly. Yeah, here is the output. Sorry guys, round will give you 13. Okay, because it goes to the lower side, and seal will give you towards the upper side, which is 14, and floor division will also try to give, if it's greater than that value, it will give you based on 0.5. Okay, and then finally we have negative number, we got the result. We have log number, and based on that you have to mention the proper data type of it. Be clear with that. Okay, sine, cos and tan outputs. So that is with math functions. So this is a homework for you guys. Okay, try to find what's the formula for finding the circle circumference, and try to write a code for it. You could get a variable and then get the necessary details for finding the circle circumference, get the radius and so on, and try to do a program for this. And then if you have time, please try to write a program for finding hypotenuse of a triangle. Get the necessary detail A and B, try to find the C value, which is hypotenuse. Okay, these are all homework, so if you can, try to do it. Otherwise we will be seeing answers in tomorrow's session. Clear? Is it clear, guys? Now you know how to get user input, you know math functions and so on, so you can perform the output properly. And tomorrow we'll see the answers for this, and we'll continue with conditional statements. Thank you. Thanks for watching today's session.